Everything that Over IT does, we do with a map-centric approach. And that includes scheduling those metering jobs. So that means that schedulers can get a situational awareness for a single pane of glass in order to see where those metering jobs are and to bundle them together into one job to create those economies of scale, reduce those durations, and schedule to the same crew or technician that's going to be doing those metering jobs. This is all making things easier, safer, and a lot more precise. So let's dive into Amy's shoes, our scheduler, who needs to go ahead and schedule these short cycle meter read jobs. So here we see that Amy has gone ahead and navigated to the specific day of service that she's concerned about. And on the left-hand side, we see all of our resources. Some of these resources are in an offline state by the red mobile device icon, whereas some of these are online. Now, if we just go ahead and navigate to where these jobs are, first off, we see where our resources are up top here. And we see that some of these are internal versus external resources, so very easily denoting that. And then you see that these meter jobs are located on the same street. So instead of scheduling them to different folks, instead of creating individual jobs, let's go ahead and create one single job. The system can automatically put a duration factor there. So we're really creating those economies of scale of when the technician has parked their vehicle and is doing those meter read jobs by foot. So you see here, these are all the meter read jobs. And what we're going to simulate is the bundle that's going to be created. So this is an automated process that can get done in an automatic manner. I just want to show you how the system can go ahead and do that. The users can also trigger this process as well. So you'll see that there's different rules that are applied. So whether this is the same street, the same asset, the same work type, there's a lot of different types of rules. And what we've heard from utilities is that sometimes they need to bundle hundreds and hundreds of orders. So Over IT does not put a product limit on the number of orders that can be bundled at the same location. Something that is crucial for mission critical utilities that are operating at scale. So we'll go ahead and create that bundle. You'll see that 5321 is created. Let's go ahead and remember that number. So when we go back into the plan here, and we'll go ahead and refresh our bundles over here. You'll see that that bundle is now created, and we see where it is on the map. If we refresh the map, you see that those schedulable activities are now on the same location. We can then simply drag and drop this from the right-hand side to Alan's schedule. And this will do the rules in the background, check all those rules, and then you'll see that now it's in one location. So again, notice how, because we're able to create those economies of scale, now Alan's schedule is comprised of one order, so he can log into his mobile device and only see that one order. And then also, we notice that it's comprised of all these individual orders that would have taken 8 hours, but now we've put a duration factor. So now he ends his day at 3 o'clock, and we still have some additional white space where we could reserve some capacity for emergency jobs or any other meter read jobs that come throughout that day. So that's the entire benefit, is that now we can schedule some additional work in this white space, creating those efficiencies. So if we go back here and just summarize what we saw there, we saw how Amy was able to get situational awareness on one screen, see where those meter jobs are, run those bundles, which could get automated as well, those processes. And that reduces the overall job duration of all those bundles, and not only gives her that visibility, but also improves the overall productivity and utilization when we're able to schedule additional jobs. Let's switch to the other side of the coin and meet our meter technician, Kevin, out in the field. So Kevin is going to be logging into the Over IT mobile app, and he's going to be interacting with the AMI system that is connected to your meters out in the field today to really make his job much easier when it comes to capturing those meter reads at scale when he needs to really capture a bunch of meter reads at the same time. So let's see what that experience looks like. So here we are, we've logged into the Over IT mobile app, and Kevin has completed this first work order 245. He's then going to move on to the next meter order. He's going to take in charge. That essentially takes ownership. It goes ahead and captures those timesheet records of when he took ownership. He can simply navigate to that order and then open up the details. So here he can see general data about that meter. He can even pull up work order history and previous meter reads. In this case, we are going to look at how Kevin can go ahead and connect to that meter in order to capture those readings in the quickest way possible and leverage the existing AMI system as much as possible. So what he can do is just simply, once he's close to that meter, he can connect to it. So we'll go ahead and connect. You see right away he was able to establish that connection. We were able to identify what the brand and serial number of that meter is, and then he can then go to the next step. At this stage, you see that he's able to read the meter data in an automated manner. So now the machine is connected. We're getting readings that are either okay or not okay. And some of these are within the threshold, some of them are not. And very easily he can move forward and capture that data. So a lot of information that he would have previously had to do manually, he would have had to validate that manually. Now, with that integration into your AMI system, we can very easily make Kevin's job much easier. So you see now this is completed. The attachment section have now been filled out. So via integration to your AMI system, we can then send a message back that we were able to capture those readings, we were able to establish those connections, and this can even be sent back into your work management systems as well. So very easily, Kevin can then just simply click on this clock icon to end this work order. That will go ahead and complete that timesheet. He can put a final outcome on it, and everything was performed. He'll save that, and very easily he can then just move on to the next one. Now he can do this from the map as well, and move on from one order to the next straight from the map, really making his job much easier. If there's any follow-up orders that need to be created, he can simply do that straight from here. So if another reading needs to be taken, or an anomaly report has been created, and Kevin needs to create that follow-up order for either himself or a follow-up technician, you can very easily do that straight from here. So what we were able to see is how Kevin was able to log in, get that meter connection, and establish a meter read in a much more automated, quicker manner. A lot of bi-directional integration to your AMI system. Now, at the end of the day, what this does is it improves that customer and technician satisfaction. Those customers don't need to necessarily be alerted that the technician is there. That technician can just establish that connection, capture those readings, and move on. And then from a technician satisfaction perspective, this clearly makes their job easier, faster, more precise, and they can really get those satisfaction levels up. From a productivity perspective, you saw how quick and easy that was. I'm able to move on and capture a lot more readings in this way. And this can even decrease those costly technician visits where, if a technician is already on site, he's noticing things that are wrong. he can then go ahead and take ownership of those orders, schedule it to them himself or herself, and go ahead and complete those. So thank you very much. This is the meter reading scenario, all the way from scheduling to execution, and how Over IT really drives best practices across our leading multi-utility customers when it comes to meter reading, when it comes to driving those efficiencies, when it comes to having that single pane of glass and that situational awareness out in the field. Thank you very much. We're looking forward to doing business with you.